Folks, I had jokes.
Welcome back, guys, to episode 173. 173. It is 173. Right?
I don't know anymore.
You never know.
It's worse now.
I had jokes. We're here. It's Monday evening, and thanks for being with us.
We're not
it's myself.
Watch Raw.
I know. It's myself, Mr. Alex, and Mr. Koola. We're back.
I like my spotlight in the back for no weird reason.
It's just very bright. Your light is incredibly bright.
Yeah, well, it's whatchamacallit. It's movie lights.
Pull it back the other way.
Yeah.
Right. There you go. You good. There you go. You're really, really good there. But yeah, so we're here to talk about a few things. I remember you sent me a couple of little things. I think it was about I don't remember. I know UFC Fight Night happened on Friday, so that was kind of cool.
Had to talk about that because Tyrone Woodley, he's been out for I think 18, 19 months. So
we'll get to that. For sure. We have AEW and Being the Elite and Cody's regarding Cody's TNT title and
FTR.
And FTR as well. And then we're also talking about Jeff Hardy having another alcoholism storyline and Dana versus Jon Jones. So we can start with UFC because
and Dana White versus John Oliver. He's going against two Johns right now.
I mean, I like one of them more than the other.
He's going against two Johns. That's hilarious. I'm ridiculous. That didn't come out the right way. It came out. I know. So not my fault.
Going up against two Johns, huh? Anyway, but no, yeah, we're here. And I think we can start with UFC since we're already talking about two Johns against Dana. We had UFC Fight Night. I didn't watch it. I watched it this morning. And, well, not this morning. I literally watched it probably like 2 hours ago. And I was going through the main card. Had some pretty good matches. The first one was Mackenzie Dern defeating Hannah Cifers in one round in
that was a hell of a fight.
2 minutes and 36 seconds. It was a hell of a fight. And she got it by submission. And
the leg kick, she was chopping her ass down.
Oh, she was chopping her down. Like it was,
and it obviously worked. Yeah,
clearly. Like, it was but no, it was really, really cool to watch, and she got the job done. And it actually won performance of the night that night. We had Roosevelt.
That's the only match that didn't go to decision.
No, there was two of them. The next one, Roosevelt Roberts versus Brock Weaver, that was ended in round 2. In 3 minutes and 26 seconds, Roosevelt Roberts defeated Brock Weaver via submission again. Pretty good match. And, I mean, what can you say? He got the submission win. He said he was going to go out and do it, and he did it.
Yeah. Well, it started off the night right, I guess.
Yeah. The next match was my favorite match to watch. Billy Barrantillo versus Spike Carlisle, because it was a tale of two fighters. Like,
a.k.a. the Alpha Ginger.
Yeah. Spike Carlisle was fucking him up in the first round. Like he
won that
round easily. Yeah, he won that round easily. I had no problem.
But that first round, he didn't do much. He did a lot, but he didn't do much as far as strikes
go. Either way, he still won the round. You know what I mean?
He did tire himself out.
Yeah,
more than anything else, because the Billy didn't get to do anything. Pretty much, he was just defending himself, and Carlisle was just throwing hits and pretty much just roughing them up, but it wasn't
He was looking more active overall.
Yes, yeah.
And then the second round, Billy started coming back little by little, and then in the third round, he just took over completely.
Oh wait! Let's go back to that second round when not even 10 seconds left in 10 seconds left in the round, and he just walks away, turns his back to him.
Oh yeah, that was the dumbest shit. Like, why would you're still fighting? Like, there's still 10 seconds left.
Yeah, it's
like,
the clap.
It's not that the clap was the end of the round. What? Like,
I don't know what happened.
Like,
I thought it was disrespectful, but I don't know if he realized.
Maybe in his head he thought it was the end of the round for some reason.
Yeah.
Instead of like. It was weird to me, like, that he turned around and walked away, and he took. I don't know. Again,
I don't think he knew.
It's up to the fighter. I don't think Spike Carlisle was really thinking about it, but fuck it. You still have time left on the clock. You turn your back. You deserve that punch from behind. Like,
he lucky honestly, it wasn't a knockout. Lucky it wasn't a knockout. But that's where the ref came in. That's what, like, the ref yelled at him. If it wasn't for the ref yelling, like, he would have probably got knocked out.
Probably. But then, going into the third round, like, he just took over that third round. He had...
It was back and forth. It was a really...
No, dude, he took that third round. He had 26 significant strikes to 1. And he had him on the floor the whole time. And just pounded on him. And then, like, even at the end, in the last, like, 10 seconds, they were just willing at each... They were the slowest swings in the world. Like,
he was tired.
They were both tired.
They were both tired.
But there was still power behind it, and I felt it could have been a draw. I understand why they scored it the way they did. Like, a lot of people were thinking that third round was a 10-8 round for Billy Quarantillo, but
you're not supposed to roll your L's.
It's not. I didn't roll the L.
That's what he says. You're not supposed to roll it. It's not. Billy, that's what he said.
What, is Quarantillo?
Yes.
No, you're not. Anyway,
he said that to DC after the fight. I'm just relaying the message.
That's a Hispanic last name. Sorry,
not from him.
I'm saying it as a Hispanic.
He's Billy, not William. Billy.
Daddy issues, I'm guessing. Anyways,
most likely. I agree.
No. But like, but no, it was a good fight. I could have went either way, honestly, because Spike did enough in the first round and a half. Yes. And then Billy did what seemed to be enough to the judges, at least in the last round and a half. So it is what it is. I'm not gonna lie. He told me everything was good except for the next match.
The heavyweight.
Blagoy Ivanov versus Augusto Sakai.
And it wasn't that bad. It was just
skipped it. Honestly.
Yeah. It wasn't bad. It was just I don't know. Like, this would have, like we were talking about with Black on Friday, this, like, the crowd boos for nothing, for everything, for no reason.
Would the crowd have booed on this one?
For all 15 minutes, yes.
Was it? Okay, so, I mean.
And it wasn't bad. It was just... Nothing was really happening. Because most
people want to see heavyweights knock each other out. That's what it is.
Most people want to see people knock each other out.
Yeah, and I mean, I understand why we want it's UFC, and like, people can get knocked out anytime, but at the same time, it's just like,
if you watch, most people who watch UFC have a bloodlust.
Yeah, it's true. So, I mean, sometimes I have that bloodlust. I'm like, knock that motherfucker
out. Of course.
You know?
But we still know the science of it all. We still know it's like.
Yeah, he's controlling the cage. He has the ground control.
And that's another thing. This cage was 5 feet smaller.
It did look smaller.
They said it was 25 instead of 30.
Because it's at their UFC, like, where they do their like their series, what's it called? The Fighter UFC, where they discover the fighter and whatnot, or I don't know. I don't watch it.
I haven't watched it in so long, but it's the Ultimate Fighter, I think it is.
That shit.
That's why I just
you couldn't help me out before that, asshole.
No, that's why I had to wait for you.
Yeah. But,
and I had to think about it too. I have not watched that show since a friend of ours been on it.
Ooh.
John. Negro.
John?
No.
I'm kidding. Obviously.
Asshole. But Negro was.
Oh, he was?
Yeah. He like early series, early series, and of course in early rounds. I think like first 2 episodes, if that.
Bet.
But yeah. I don't know why I always remember that, but yeah, I guess that's Fun fact.
Jon fought in high school, and we all saw his fights in high school to the point where, so
dangerous.
I mean, I don't know if you were there, but I seen him hit somebody so hard he spun twice and fell on the floor.
I did not. I'm so pissed off.
You weren't there that day where there was a big ass brawl at the McDonald's and gas station, I think. I don't think you were there.
Is that when the schools were beefing like they were always doing?
What happened?
Is that when the schools were beefing?
Oh, yeah. That was sophomore year for sure.
It's fucking ridiculous. I wasn't
just a little side anecdote.
Right, yeah. I wasn't around.
It was a pretty rough high school. Or a rough area in the high schools. Like, so, yeah.
I don't know why. I just can't get away from beefing schools, apparently.
I mean, it is what it is. But I
wasn't there.
But no, yeah. So then after that, we had Tyron Woodley going at number 1.
The most important fight
Gilbert
of the night.
And he just got washed.
Yeah.
There's no other way to say it. You mentioned that he's been away from the octagon for 19 months. Yeah. Obviously, there's ring rust or octagon rust, whatever. And it was clear, like you could tell. All right, it's my first fight in 19 months. I'm back. Let me get this going, but blah, 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 and you're like, oh shit, that's exactly what happened to him.
He got rushed. He got rushed.
Completely pushed off of his pace, and he was catching up the whole time. The first round was a 10-8 round. Easily.
Really?
Yeah.
I would say 5-10. Like shit.
No, I know. I mean, but that's the lowest you could actually really score something.
That's not fair.
Like, yeah.
That's not fair.
It was easily a 10-8 round.
Respectful, I guess.
And like for it to be a 10-5 round, you really have to get they'd throw in the towel before anything, honestly. If it's a 10-5 round or looking at anything like that, they'd definitely throw in the towel. But for the most part, I just think overall he wasn't ready, honestly. I
don't even know.
As soon as that happened, he looked rattled because he got fucked up too. He was busted open. And real quick side note, great
cornerman. Oh my
great
god!
Job by the cut man.
Oh man!
Did not bleed once after he got cut open. Beautiful job. I love when a cut man does great fucking work.
I was waiting for it to start leaking again, and it never did. It never did.
I don't know.
Not once.
That's the magic of a great cut man, and it could also be somewhat attributed to Tyron Woodley and his body. Like if his blood clots quicker than most, and it doesn't flow as much. As quick, but for the most part, anybody else would have been leaking completely from that side. But he was leaking just for the first round, and then got it dealt with afterwards. And that cut man was phenomenal. But either way, I just think he was surprised, and he looked a little slow overall. We know what Tyron Woodley's capable of. He's a beast. He was the fucking champion.
He tried to speed up, but it just didn't happen for him. Gilbert Burns is
he had a hell of a fight.
It wasn't a bad fight.
No, what do you mean it wasn't a bad fight? He fought phenomenally.
Yeah.
He pushed the pace. He kept going at him. He brought down the hardest person to ever bring down in the welterweight division. Before this, Tyron Woodley had a 94% takedown defense. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's literally out of 100 people, only 6 people were able to do that before, and 7 with him. So
and that's why I'm saying it wasn't a bad fight. This was it was a really good fight. And Tyron Woodley, he just
looked off the pace.
Yeah, he just looked off pace. He didn't look like himself, but at the same time, he still maintained himself. Even though
he did.
He didn't go down. He didn't really get knocked out. He wobbled a couple of times, 2 or 3 times, but he stood in there. This is still all 5 rounds. A lot of people wouldn't be able to do that with what Gilbert Burns just did.
Yeah, he was putting out a lot. The strikes were way higher than Woodley overall. The significant strikes. And he was able to take him down. He controlled the pace the whole time. Literally the whole time controlled the pace.
Yeah.
He had
backing him down. Oh my god.
Yeah, he had the command of the octagon the whole time. So it's bro, what do we, what's going on? This is Tyron Woodley. Tyron Woodley can and probably still can knock somebody out with just one hit. He's that much of a beast, but at the same time,
he might need to spar with the right type of people.
The one thing is, Gilbert Burns was saying, he was Tyron Woodley is part of the older guard. He's like it's time for the newer generation. So that might be what might have happened. But at the same time, it also can be dedicated to ring rust overall.
Or even
months is a long time.
It is. That's a year. That's nearly a year.
That's over a year and a half.
Yeah,
that's over a year and a half.
I was talking with E because nobody else was attacking the group chat, but I was going back and forth with E, and he was just saying he might need to either move up or move out of there. Like he's 38, with Gilbert saying, "Yeah, he's an old guard." It seems about right. He's 38, so he might either need to like quit, call it a career, or just move up in the weight class, because that might be something that's affecting him, is his weight cut.
Maybe, but I also think this is the one thing I don't want to like rush to say, hey, he should call it a career after a loss. After a very unanimous, one-sided loss. Maybe you have another fight, and if something similar happens, then maybe you should start thinking about it. He was a great champion. He's one of the best to fight in the UFC, period.
Definitely.
And the thing is, it's just time is up, bro. Sometimes, like that's all it is. Like Father Time is undefeated at the end of the day, and that's what it is. So like, I hope to see him come back. I hope to see him bounce back. Like you said, he hits 38. There's a new guard coming in. Gilbert Burns is only 31, I believe, or some shit like that. So like, it's hard to say that Tyron Woodley is done, but at the same time,
these two losses that he has right now look bad.
Yeah, I mean, because the one before that was to Usman as well. Yes. So like, but Usman's a different caliber of a fighter too. That's the thing. Like again, it's the young guard shit.
This is true.
That's the thing. Like you have the young guard that's flashier, somehow more athletic, and not to discount Tyron Woodley's athleticism and how much of a beast he's been throughout his career. But at the same time, like we said, by the time's undefeated. The young cats always
evolution.
They want to dethrone the older dudes. So like it's
talk about evolution. That's what it is. It's evolution. We talk about in any sport. We can talk about evolution. Like you can inspire us, but we're gonna learn from what we see and take it a different way.
My keyboard's so pretty. Anyways,
fucking keyboard.
I mean, so yeah, I think we're done with the fight night thing, but so let's get into that.
Yes, Jon Jones,
Dana Brooke. I mean,
I'm not gonna lie. Every time, like I was reading, just his name. I was just reading his name a lot, and I'm like, I keep getting, just Dana. Like it just doesn't. Yeah. It doesn't read well.
I know. I'm aware.
Yeah, it was just bad for me because every time I'm reading it, I'm thinking Queen Latifah. Her name is Dana as well. I forgot her last name, but still. Jon Jones just wants more money, I guess.
This is the thing.
To move up where he may I don't want to say he will lose, but most likely it won't be. It depends on how soon he wants this fight.
Thing is, supposedly, according to Jon Jones, this fight has been on the table for quite some time.
Really?
And Dana White has, in principle, with him, agreed to like, hey, this is going to happen if Ngannou becomes a force, blah, blah, whatever. Jon Jones has wanted this fight for quite some time. Okay. Period. And especially if he's going to move up, he's wanted this fight to prove himself. Like, he's been 205 champion for how long? For like years. Right? So
his whole career, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. So at this stage, he feels it's adequate for him to try to move up to heavyweight. Fine, cool, bet, go for it. Thing is, it does come down to money, like you said. He wants to be compensated, as he should be, because of all that he's brought to UFC over the years, in terms of prestige and exposure.
Prestige and Jon Jones in the same sentence?
Before all the bullshit started coming out.
I know. I just have to say that.
That's the other side of the coin. Just what you said. Prestige and Jon Jones. You laughed about it. And that's kind of how, from what I've been reading from a lot of places, that's kind of what Dana White feels like. Like, bro, like, all this shit you've been doing off of the, like, outside of the octagon,
even this year,
it's hurting your image, and your image is somewhat tarnished now because of all the shit you're doing. Why should I pay you X amount of money
when you're gonna do some more tarnishable shit?
Exactly. Maybe they already agreed to a certain amount, and then Jon Jones might want more. Who knows? The thing is, at first they both wanted the fight, and now Dana's like, I'm not too sure because maybe you don't deserve the payday because of all the shit you get into outside of the octagon.
What was it? February? Something happened in February.
Yeah, I think so. So the thing is,
end of February. Yeah.
You have to look at it from Dana White's perspective. As a company, you don't want your employees, or contracted employees at least,
or your biggest draw, one of your biggest
draws, to be on the hook for a lot of other shit that should just pretty much to, like, not disgrace it, but like to skew the image of the UFC. Like, oh, these are the people you let in fighting in your thing. Like, you know what I mean? It's hard to disagree with Dana on that end of the spectrum if that's really what is stopping him from making this fight.
And Dana's obviously
be a mega fight.
He's obviously not, like, at this day and age, he's obviously not going to do what Vince McMahon has done and just buy out the precinct and say, hey, erase it. He's not doing that. So it's like you don't learn your lesson. You keep doing the same shit over and over. And if it's not the same shit, there's always something else. When do you learn?
If it's not some bullshit outside, it's fucking performance enhancing drugs. And you're just like, you're like, fam, like, I can't win with you. And I think that's maybe if
that's where Dana,
if that's what he has, then if that's how he feels, I completely understand.
Yeah.
I am 100% with him. As shitty as he is, sometimes, like, I understand that sentiment.
In this aspect, yes, I do too. I would hope that he at least sent over his rap sheet. Like, listen, this is kind of why. Not even kind of why, but this is why. And then I can understand how hurt Jon Jones is and why he's so hurt. But at the same time, it's like, dude, look in the fucking mirror.
Yeah, like,
it's your fault. You're gonna be a draw, but at the same time, you're a circus.
Yeah, so
you're a media circus.
It's true. Like, and it's like more of a, I can't trust you morally to, like, you know, to lead the pack. Like, you've been leading the pack for a hot minute, but at the same time, like, you want this fight, but you also shouldn't be. You have to earn my trust back, pretty much. Like, in terms of,
definitely,
I 100% understand that, but I also understand the frustration by Jon Jones saying, like, hey, you said this fight would happen. You said you were gonna pay me X amount. If you're not paying me this shit, fuck you. And I get it. I do. At the same time,
situations change.
They do, and unfortunately, I'm on the side of
I don't want to be, but
I don't want to be, but I understand fully. And this has caused
if Jon Jones
to vacate the title. He's like, fuck it, I don't want it anymore. I don't want to do shit.
Yeah, he doesn't even want to be. He
said, call me JJ now. He was like, no more bones, just call me JJ. And I was just like,
so wait, would
one championship take him?
No, most likely, or Strikeforce or Bellator or any other
or
place.
WWE. You know it might happen.
Yeah,
don't put that.
It'll happen. No. It's not even that. You made me lose my thought. I know I do it to you so much, but I definitely did. Fuck.
Sorry.
Oh man. Anyway, let's go.
You really just fucking left the station. It's gone.
Yes.
Damn, my bad.
Got him. Let's go.
Usually I can at least get it back, but
let's go on to John Oliver. I'll get it back in like 5 minutes. Let's go.
We're on the other subject.
Yes, exactly. I always do that anyway. Let's go back to John. Well, not back, but let's start with John Oliver and Dana White and UFC.
So initially I watched the episode because they always put the episodes on YouTube, like or at least the parts of like the expose, like the 20 minute like parts where he talks about certain things. So like he talked about the UFC. So like
I
laughed really hard when he said, why not just call it the UFC with SEA? And I laughed really hard because I was like, of course, John Oliver would be the fucking asshole to think about this. Yeah. And my thought while I was watching this shit, I was like, and Dana White would do some shit as to like trademark it. Then you tell me that the motherfucker went ahead and trademarked it.
But he
and
does that for everything. Honestly, like, did you read what I sent you? Did you read the article? It proved that he's done this so many other times with so many other bullshit.
Of course he has. That's why everybody says Dana White's full of shit. Like, that's why a lot of people don't like Dana White.
But whose fault is this? If you're the one that's gonna sit there and talk so much shit, and give people ideas, give away ideas. I mean, I know everything's about IP, everything's about intellectual property.
That's fine.
But
and that's fine. But I don't think John Oliver is too vexed about it because he was like, you should have just named it UFC. I don't think John Oliver cares because like John Oliver made the suggestion like, hey, take it. It's yours.
No, even in the article, he said he's not mad about him taking it or even pronouncing it or saying he doesn't even know his name or whatever. Like, he's not mad about that. He's like, well, shit, I have a lot more ideas. Like, he even down to say...
Take that little one. Fuck it.
Exactly. Even down to saying, like, come on, be a little bit more creative with your pay-per-views.
Yeah. And that's pretty much
what it was. And he gave him so many different names for pay-per-views. And he said... And he's a comedian, so he even came up with ideas of just names that seem right for Dana White because he said Dana White sounds like a female that called the cops on a black guy for smiling too hard. So, yeah, no. So it's like
this is what you need. Damn.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. I was reading it. I was like, "Fuck!" I wish I saw the video. And then I'm trying to read the whole. Like, I tried to read the whole shit out in his voice. It was working, but it wasn't working. I just wasn't reading fast enough. But it was really, really great to see like somebody really cut him a new one.
Yeah.
Properly.
I mean, and that's why I fucked with John Oliver because he don't give a fuck. And you know why? Because HBO got his back because HBO knows he puts out quality shit. So and he's not talking out of his ass a lot of times. I mean,
as much as we all like HBO has a lot of their people's back.
Oh yeah, and that's why I fucked with HBO because like they be on and the partnership with Vice that they had for such a long time and all that stuff. So like they always give us quality shit. So shout out HBO.
Yeah, it's everything except for Bill Maher. Well, not except for Bill Maher.
I fucks with him sometimes.
Exactly. Sometimes, yeah.
But yeah, I think that's it for UFC, right? UFC news.
Yeah, we don't have anything else to say about that.
Yeah,
at least I don't.
So
I didn't get a chance to watch BTE today.
I mean, so we could just talk about AEW Cody's AEW TNT title. Cody said he told me that it's open to anybody. Pretty much.
I'm looking forward to it. It's saying that you don't have to be in the promotion. You could be of another promotion. Hopefully they're willing to like make that deal and make
that deal.
Yeah. With anybody, like depending on who it is. Matt Cardona, who is formerly Zack Ryder, he put out some tweets basically saying, ooh, really?
And this is the thing. I think he did that in order to, like, a lot of his friends, he still had a lot of friends in WWE.
Yeah, and Zack Ryder. He
still has a lot of friends outside in the world that are wrestlers and other promotions.
Yes, and Marty Scurll, he was in not the Being the Elite from today, but last week. So,
he was?
Yes, that's a possibility.
He was at the barbecue?
I'm not sure if he was at the barbecue. There's no pictures. But Adam Cole was there, and his contract is supposed to be up in July, so...
June, I thought.
End of June, maybe?
Maybe. Who knows? I read June. I read sometime in June. I don't know exactly when, but...
Yeah. I'm looking forward to
I think it's a good idea because, like, the thing is, yes, you have your roster. Yes, you have your people that you're pushing, and you're pushing them well. You're pushing your mid card pretty well, like better than WWE at least. And
well, Jungle Boy has the first
He has the first shot?
Yeah, he has the first shot. Last week they had a battle royale that he actually won.
For number one contender.
Yes. So this coming Wednesday is going to be them two fighting for the title.
I bet.
It starts there.
Thing is like, yeah, you could fuck around with people. Like, you could bring back big boy, athletic as fuck.
Jeff Cobb.
Yes, you could bring back Jeff Cobb. Yeah. For a one-off if you want. You could bring fucking Zack Ryder and you could bring in a lot.
Oh, I don't know. You said Zack Ryder. I'm thinking Zack Sabre Jr. But still,
you could bring in Zack Sabre Jr. too. Like,
that depends on that partnership.
But the thing is, it doesn't depend on that partnership because he's part of Rev Pro too.
Well, that's probably a conversation between those two. That's probably a partnership between those two companies. Never know. We really never know. Like,
but a lot of times, like, is the New Japan exclusivity that hard?
Because it really depends. I'm guessing it's possibly dependent on TV deals.
If Jon Moxley could show up over there, if Chris Jericho could still show up over there, why can't? You know what I mean?
Well, no, that's the AEW contracts.
True. But I'm just saying, like, everybody needs to stop being a little bitch. It's like,
obviously,
give me Tama Tonga versus Cody. You know what I mean? Like,
oh my God, yes, most definitely.
Give me Tama Tonga versus Cody. Like, I'll take that any day.
And I want that to go the time limit as well.
Give me a Kota Ibushi.
I want anything
versus Cody.
Anything Bullet Club. I want to go the time limit. I don't want it to
make it an Iron Man match. No, who cares? Just do something cool with it. The fact that it's open, I like it. Yeah. I like the idea because it's not like in WWE where it's like a US Open challenge. Like, no, it's an actual open global challenge to anybody that wants to wrestle or anybody you could like realistically work with. That
anyone who can actually wrestle.
Yeah,
a lot of people from the Indies have been calling them out too. So,
and that's fine.
I would love this.
We should have this dude Bowen show up too.
Yes,
and honestly, like that'd be dope.
Honestly, I do want to see Cody work both nights. I want to see him work on Tuesdays and on Wednesdays. AEW Dark and AEW Dynamite.
It should be a thing because if you're gonna be that open to the challenges, and the thing is, you might not even have to like put some of those championship defenses on Dynamite all the time. You could put it on Dark with the people that are coming from outside.
Yes.
And make it easier that way. Like, so you put more exposure on Dark at the same time as Dynamite. Because like I've tuned into Dark more than I have Dynamite here and there. But having the title, it's only 1 hour. So like, you know, I don't watch the
with no commercials.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't watch the whole thing sometimes, but like I have it playing in the background now, and I will watch it from time to time. But for the most part, like I just think that it would greatly benefit Dark, like you said, to have Cody show up with the title and defend it there.
Yeah, most definitely it would. I was going to say Moxley. I think Moxley may have done that once, or maybe just had a regular fight there. But still, that would definitely benefit them because it's like, okay, especially the way that they're doing it. If you do it with as far as it premieres in the full hour on YouTube and have him maybe in the middle, maybe more than likely as the main event, it'll work. It would definitely work. So I don't know, like other than those, I'm trying to think like who else could we see? I kind of want to see Heath Slater because he already had Cody already said no to Heath like weeks earlier before he actually got the title. So I want that to play into it.
That could be a fun little thing to do. Like, you know, he shows up and he starts another losing streak just for fun. Like, you know what I mean? Or he goes on a straight up winning streak the whole time and winning in dumb ways.
Okay.
So, you know.
I kind of want this to continue throughout the year. And I kind of want Cody to hold the title for about a year. If they do it like this. If they
made it that important. Yeah. And if you want to make that title important, I mean, and on top of that, it's like your mid-card title, so it has to be somewhat significantly important. I want to see them end some pay-per-views with that as the main event.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it doesn't always have to, because like this is the thing. They've already gone past the heavyweight title has to be the main event thing. Clearly, with the last pay-per-view that they had with Double or Nothing,
the most important match has to be the most important match.
Exactly. So if you have the most important match be the AEW TNT title, then fuck it. Because if you have the promos right, and if you have everything going, that's good. And if the build-up is better than the heavyweight championship,
yeah. Because I can definitely see Cody versus MJF as the main event of a pay-per-view.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like as far as importance, because we saw, like you said, we saw how
he's gonna go for it eventually.
He was already talking shit about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh my God, he did a promo. MJF did a promo with Wardlow in the back. They were both inside the Battle Royal, and he says, "My boy Wardlow knows what to do when it gets to just us two." And it got intense real fast. It got intense between Wardlow and MJF.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's a nice little quick thing they could start having, a quick feud they could start having.
Yeah, like Wardlow was like, yeah, but he says, but what? But nothing. I was like, oh shit. I like it. So that's going to be painted around just to see how long they end up as a
it's
thing.
Not going to be for much longer. I say another month or two max. Because this is the thing. When you have somebody like Wardlow, you go up against Brian Cage. Why the fuck not?
I think he's like 5-1 at this point.
Wardlow?
Yeah. The Cody match is the one.
Yeah. So, like, yeah. I mean, there's infinite possibilities for that TNT title, honestly. But I said, I would love to see that shit be I would love to see him have an important run with it, just to solidify it. Kind of like Chris Jericho did with the AEW Championship. So
yeah, but just more important. I want it to be more important as far as just relevancy and title defenses, because I love his promos. Don't get me wrong. I love Cody's promos, but I'm growing tired of them.
Yeah, it needs
to be necessary. Just because you won the title doesn't mean that you need to speak.
I'm also kind of waiting for him to start being a dick again. You know what I mean?
Oh, most definitely. And I think if he's doing this twice a week.
I think you could evolve it to the point where he gets arrogant.
Yes.
Because he's defended the title so many times. He gets
3 months of defending it 2 nights a week. Yes. Who's going to stop me? Who? Yeah, so it's a thing. It should be a thing. It needs to be a thing. That's that.
I think. I mean, and the thing is, knowing that he's like Nightmare and all this and that, and it'll eventually,
yes, he's the Nightmare family.
The fairy tale will turn into a nightmare eventually, which will be kind of dope. Yeah. If you feel like taking this route, Cody, and you feel like taking what we're saying, fucking take it. As long as you do it right. And I'm pretty sure they'll do it right. So I just want to see quality television. I want to see the Elite try to get in on it. I want to see Adam Page. Yes, Adam Page. Try to get in, because I was Adam Cole.
Well, shit, I want Adam Cole too.
Yeah, I want Adam Cole to do that shit too.
I wouldn't mind. I swear to God, I wouldn't mind if his contract runs up, because apparently, I guess, as we see, everyone else is just popping up other places. The contract runs out, and he's, I guess, still undefeated as that champion for NXT. And still show up here in AEW for just one match.
It'll be dope.
And then go back. Like, I would love to see that. I would love to see that.
I'm taking 90 days off.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm taking 91 days off. That's what I'm.
Yeah.
I'm taking 91 days off. I'll be back.
Yeah, like, I would love to see that. There's so many people that we want to see in AEW. My thing is, I don't need to see them.
I don't see him all the time.
Exactly.
One else would be great.
Exactly. I want to see.
The Jeff Cobb thing was awesome.
Yes, it was amazing. Like, he 2 nights he showed up. He showed up once to attack Moxley. He showed up the next week to have a fight with Moxley. Never seen him again. But we know what the hell he can do, and that was good enough for me. And guess what? After that, more money in his pocket no matter where he goes.
Yeah. My thing is like you could do that with anybody, literally anybody. Like if they reach a thing with New Japan or a Ring of Honor saying like, hey, yo, just come for a night. Like if you don't want to extend the program, that's fine. But if we could both get exposure for each one, why the fuck not? If everybody needs to just stop being butthurt, make this money after this COVID issue, because this is the quickest way to make money for everybody. I'm sorry, it is at this point.
Like you can't knock it. You cannot knock WWE out the box, but creatively, you definitely can, and this would be the easiest way because
you can work their ass right now.
Yeah, because either they're not going to cross promote or they're going to cross promote between their own brands in a completely different way than Raw versus SmackDown, Raw versus NXT. They have NXT UK, who's over there. We know a lot of them, but we're not seeing any of them.
True.
So that would be the perfect way. Like, and I get it. NXT UK is for UK so that they can actually perform out there and make the UK some money as far as doing shows and things like that. But we need Cesaro over there. We need Piper Nivens over here.
It shouldn't have ever been NXT UK. It should have been NXT Europe. That's first and foremost. This should have been NXT Europe.
Yeah.
Then you should have had the NXT European Championship. Not the NXT.
They should have just brought that title back and didn't establish
They could have.
that.
And this is the thing. That could be the mid-card title.
That would have been the main. That should have been the main title.
Or the main title. And that's the thing. But you know what? We're not Vince.
We're not creative. We are creative, but we're
even
not
though
creative.
We're more creative, but they just don't.
Way more creative. Yeah. How do you feel about FTR?
Good for them. It's been long in the cards. They've been wanting to leave for a hot-ass minute. They signed a poison pill contract extension that they fucking hated, which they knew they were going to. They
just called it a what? A poison
pill contract. Yeah, pretty much like, hey, take this money, but you're really not gonna do shit. So, what
was that in 2017?
2018, actually. Yeah. So they took the money. They were promised certain things that didn't happen, and then they were promised even more money. They were like, "Nah, fuck out of here! Like, we want creative. You said no, so fuck yeah." And this has been going on for how long already? Like 2-3 years already. Them going back and forth on Twitter. They're really good friends, probably. So like,
this has been going back and forth since 2017, maybe 16.
That's what I'm saying.
Fuck, the revival has been happening on being the elite for how long?
Exactly. So I'm not surprised. I'm happy it finally happened, and I'm happy that they're actually, it bolsters the tag team division. It takes away from an already very weak tag team division in the WWE and adds more strength to the AEW tag team division that already to begin with has three of the top tag teams in the world. In the Young Bucks, you have the Lucha Bros, and now you have FTR there. Private Party are on the no pun intended ascension, and you have the Best Friends as well. You have SCU. You have some
heavy hitters
there.
You have some.
So imagine you get eventually. Imagine you get, for some reason, the Viking Raiders leave and they could be War Machine again, and they come to AEW or come back to New Japan. Like,
as much as I hate their new gimmick, I like the promos.
Their promos are good, but the thing is, like, I want to see.
It doesn't work for them.
I just want to see them.
They're sitting there playing golf
War Machine.
I do want to see them as War Machine again.
I need to see them be the savages that they were in New Japan. But that's the thing. Like, I'm just waiting for, and AEW right now, they're making the right moves in the tag team division. So I'm happy to see the FTR there.
You know, the worst thing about this year is it's pretty much the obvious. It's the fact that we can't see any of the New Japan tournaments. Like, between the tag teams and the Super Juniors, I'm really a lot more pissed off now because it would be happening right now.
I'll be real. I'm super butthurt about the Super Juniors tournament. I am, like, incredibly butthurt. Yeah. I understand. I fully understand.
I'm not mad. Yeah, we're not mad, but we're just pissed off that we can't even see it.
Yeah. I'm not pissed off at the company at all. I'm not pissed off at the decisions they made. Actually, I applaud their decisions. I'm just butthurt that I can't watch it because I'm used to watching the G1 tournament in the summer. That was supposed to be.
Wow.
And they were going to have a thing in Madison Square Garden by themselves, which we were gonna get tickets to, can't anymore because obviously all that shit's been canceled.
I'm so pissed off.
And the other thing is, like, I thought about it. I was like, I can cancel my New Japan subscription for now, but then I was just like, that's not fair to the wrestlers.
And there's still shit to watch because I'm going back to watch some Prince Devitt shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I've done it already.
Archives. I just wish they put all the money that they're getting in right now in terms of subscriptions or whatever, just to update their fucking site and their player on thing, because they really need to update their site. That's the only one.
I don't care about the site. I care about the player. But
I care more about the player.
It's one and the same, pretty much. It's one and the same.
Yeah, it is. Because if you go to the player, it takes you to the website, so it doesn't even matter. But no, yeah, like it's. I thought about it, and then I was like, why am I even thinking about that? I was like, don't be stupid. I was like, support New Japan because you love watching New Japan, and I do. It's true.
They should really tweet out, like, I remember when it was, like, a while ago, every Monday, they would tweet out, like, new match of the week. Every Monday, they used to tweet this out. They need to start doing that again, and they need to start doing that as far as just match of the day. Match of the day, match of the hour, because they have a shit ton of content and people need to realize what's there. People need to realize, like, hey, shit, Bam Bam Bigelow, Vader, name
Brock
a guy.
Lesnar.
Name a guy.
Like Brock Lesnar.
Exactly. Fucking name a guy. Like, whoever you want to see, most likely you can
Eddie
at least
Guerrero,
see.
Like,
oh my God. Wow, Pegasus.
Yeah, promote the old shit. Like,
I don't get it.
Promote the old shit. Like, you have it.
This is the clip. This right here is the clip that needs to go up. Promote the old shit.
Promote the first time fucking Hiroshi Tanahashi won the G1 fucking tournament. Promote the first time he became the champion. Promote the first time Okada won. Like,
promote all of the winning matches of the last 20-something years.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Because remember, Fight TV put out that random ass best matches of 2010, best hard hitting.
Whatever.
Not 2010, sorry, best hard hitting matches.
17.
I forgot what it was.
Whatever it was, but they put something out.
I think it was 2020, the best hard hitting matches New Japan had to offer. And I looked through the matches and I was just like, oh, I'm gonna buy this, but I'm just like, I have New Japan, dumbass. And yeah, it's the best bout collection from 2016 to 2019, which features Wrestle Kingdom 10. Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles, like the OG, like the crazy fucking fight. G1 Climax A Block tournament match. Okada versus Tomohiro Ishii, which was fucking insane. They have so many. Tetsuya Naito versus Kota Ibushi in the G1 Climax. Okada versus Evil in the G1 Climax 27. Kenny Omega versus Tetsuya Naito in the finals of the 2017 G1 Climax. New Japan Cup, Hiroshi Tanahashi and the finals versus Zack Sabre Jr. in 2018.
Oh my God.
IWGP Heavyweight Championship Dominion, Osaka Joe Hall, Kazuchika Okada versus Kenny Omega when Kenny finally fucking won it. G1 Climax 28, Kota Ibushi versus Tomohiro Ishii. You have the Best of the Super Juniors finals, Will Ospreay versus Shingo Takagi, which was
oh my God, last year was amazing. It was amazing.
And the G1 21, the G1 Climax 21 from last year, the finals, Kota Ibushi versus Jay White, which is like, you have all these amazing matches, and even then, like, you could even put that fucking the Hiromu Takahashi versus Dragon Lee that just happened recently. Like,
yeah, most definitely. I would say
where they almost killed each other. So it's just like,
I would say, if anything, start with what's the young lady that just passed, Hana Kimura?
Mm-hmm.
Start with her match.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I did not realize that we sat in Madison Square Garden and watched her match. I did not realize that was her in that match. You know how pissed off I am that I'm like, oh, let me go and, like, I was asking people online, oh, I'm not familiar with her. Can you send me some stuff? I went on YouTube by myself and just found a clip of that on New Japan.
It hurts, man, because like I had tickets to Stardom too, and it's just like,
yeah,
it hurts. It sucks. But I'm glad we were able to see
at
her
least
when
once.
at least once live. So which is pretty dope. But yeah, I mean, I think that's all. We went tangent, but a good tangent either way. But still,
yeah.
So let's get into the last thing about WWE.
Only thing about WWE.
Only thing. Well, the last thing, and it's about WWE. That's what I'm about to say. Jeff Hardy's an alcoholic in WWE. Not really.
For like what, the third, fourth, fifth time? I know 3.
Has it been that many times?
I know way back when against CM Punk.
But he was an actual alcoholic back then, though, no?
This was like 09.
Then yeah, he probably was.
08, 09.
He was probably battling alcoholism back then too. Then.
Yeah, so like either way, I don't want to keep seeing the same storyline, the same person in the same storyline. That's my problem.
It's WWE. It's repetitive shit.
I get that it's repetitive. But it doesn't need to be the same person in the same exact storyline, especially when it's their life.
Yeah, and I don't like it because it kind of blurs the lines for him a bit. So like, if you're playing a drunk.
I mean, you know how to play a drunk.
No, I know. But the thing is, like, if you're playing the character of you being drunk and being an alcoholic and all this shit and getting arrested and whatnot, like, it gives you more of a chance to actually fall back into that.
Oh, yes.
And I don't like that.
Yeah.
Because he's worked hard to get away from all this stuff. Because we all saw that match versus Sting. It's not even... Can't even call it a match.
Most viewed match of TNA history. But it's it's only 9 seconds, so it's just
it's embarrassing. And if he has control of it and he knows who he is in his mind, fine, go for it. As long as you don't start relapsing into that stuff again, fine. I'm over the repetitive shit.
Yeah.
But hey, if you're getting a push out of it, and if the storyline ends up helping you overall before you leave WWE, I'm pretty sure he has like 1 year left on his contract or some shit.
That they extended because of his injury.
That's right. Then I hope it goes well for you.
I hope it goes well too, but at the same time, you're not doing this man any favors at all.
You're not. You're actually setting him up to fail. Yeah. And to like potentially putting him back into that same stupor he was in before.
Maybe not, because I spoke to Tev and he was saying how this is the same thing that they did to Animal. I mean, not Animal, Hawk from LOD.
It is, but
LOD.
The difference is he wasn't able to really kick the habit until way afterwards.
Yeah.
And Jeff Hardy, although he has kicked the habit, it's it's not an obsession. It's a
addiction.
An addiction. Thank you. An addiction is easier to relapse into when you're given, even if you're acting, when you're given pretty much.
I know exactly what you mean.
Avenue to go into it.
Yeah,
you know what
like
I mean?
you're forced.
The mind frame, at least. Yes. I'll say the mindset. Like it's easier to get into that mindset again.
Yeah.
And I just hope that it turns out well. I hope that he doesn't relapse, and I just think it's again in poor taste with WWE doing shit like this. Like you don't have to mimic real life with.
Oh my God, the show started. I don't know if the show started off this way for SmackDown but
he started getting arrested, right?
Yes, he car crash. Elias was on the street somewhere.
Why don't they do this with the Usos? It's a legit question. Like, because if you could do it with somebody like Jeff Hardy, why can't this be a storyline?
Because it's already been done with a tag team. There's a difference.
No,
there's one difference. It's a tag team. They're gonna have Tamina take his place. I don't even mean to laugh, but that'll be the only place that we can actually put Tamina for WWE. But I just don't like it. I really hate the idea in general, especially it's the third time to do this. And twice in a span of 3 years. Remember the back and forth that we got from, I forgot what it was when he was in the ring and Samoa Joe says, whatever. I think he was saying he was like 1 year sober or a couple of years sober or whatever it was. It was a great build up. This might be like the continuation of that, of what that was supposed to be, but it's not working. It's not working at all. It doesn't. it does not come across as real, genuine, or anything that anyone wants to see.
Organic, pretty much.
Exactly, because a shit ton of people are looking like, oh, this again. We just got this. Yep. And a lot of people remember it from the Samoa Joe aspect because he was hot off of the AJ storyline, which was great. And being that Samoa Joe can talk so fucking well on the mic, it came across right. But
yeah, it came across organic then.
Yes,
at least. And you could have built upon it then. But
exactly, but not even 2 years later, we do it again.
It's just that forced bullshit that WWE always tries to capitalize on after the fact. That's the problem.
And I'm sure this is like their opposite side of the spectrum for Hangman Page.
Mm.
Like, even still,
but the difference is Hangman is doing it correctly.
But AEW is doing it correctly. But at the same time, we don't know yet. We have him as a functioning alcoholic. We have Jeff not functioning. So I don't know.
Yeah, that is the difference. You're 100% right there. So, that is the main difference.
So I don't know. Like I get it, but we shouldn't. I can't knock them for trying to be different at the same time. I can't knock them from that. I'm not gonna say that we shouldn't have two of the same type of storylines at the same time, because that's not really in anyone's power when McMahon says, oh yeah, nobody watches that.
Yeah.
Or act like nobody watches that. But it's disgusting. Get rid of it. Do something else. Shit, if you're gonna recycle any storyline, recycle the storyline of him being born again. The Shawn Michaels storyline, I guess. Like something like that. Something more positive. Like you're Disney. Be
positive.
If you're gonna be Disney. You're not good at being ABC. ABC at 10 o'clock or any of that. Like it doesn't work. You can't Modern Family this shit.
Yeah.
It's not working. It just doesn't work.
It's like you're trying to be edgy, but then trying to be Toy Story at the same time.
Exactly. You're Toy Story 4.
Which I've never seen. Even my niece refused to watch it. She only recognizes 1, 2, and 3. I'm like, not 4. She's like,
I think, 3. But that's because they burnt the whole one of the teddy bears as the toy. Like,
I really don't.
That's the only thing I know about it. I don't know.
I refuse to watch it, and I think my sister and her husband refuse to let her watch it too. So I think that's why 4 doesn't exist. Even though it's on Disney Plus, we just skip by it. I'm like, 1, 2, and 3. She's like, yes, and then watches it backwards. Fucking crazy.
That's my kind of girl.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all we got, right?
I believe so. I don't have anything else.
All right.
That was it.
I thought it was going to be shorter, oddly enough, but we actually talked a lot about UFC this time.
Yeah, that was the plan.
Yeah.
And alcoholism.
What happened?
Instead, in alcoholism.
Yes.
I mean, that wasn't the plan, but just so happened.
Meanwhile, I looked at my little miniature bottles on my computer. But yeah, that being said, I guess that's the end of the podcast. Thank you so much for watching. You can follow us on Twitter at Pokes and Chokes, myself at _Mr. Alex 25 _ the guy on the other side of this shit at
NU _KEWLA. I don't know what I was doing with my neck just now.
I don't know either. Facebook.com/Pokes and Chokes, Instagram at Pokes Chokes Podcast. We are checking out our samples on I have ordered a sample of the shirt, brand new shirt. So we'll see what happens.
Wait. Wait. WWE really banned Vicky Guerrero for popping up at AEW appearances?
Yeah, anyways.
You know what's funny? My mom was watching AEW with me on Wednesday, and she was just like, would she shut the fuck up? And I was like, she gotta.
And you can listen to us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher, and Transistor FM. But yeah, thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Yeah. Oh, that's supposed to be where I cut it, huh?
I cut it off there too. So
okay.